Hello and welcome to week 7. I think it's week 7 of
It
the
is.
Chillax League. I'm joined by Uber. How you doing, Uber? How's your week been?
Week's been fine. I'm literally just back from the gym because you're a massive twat. So I am sweating like a 1970s Top of the Pops presenter at the moment.
Nice, cool. Um, Outside of Blood Bowl, been up to much? Any gaming stuff or just?
No, I've had 2 games of Blood Bowl this week, and I am trying to get some zombies painted. I'm doing a participation game. I'm signed up at Hammerhead, which is a war game show up at Newark in February, and I'm doing a 7 by 5 foot table for a zombie participation game. So I've got about roughly a bazillion zombies to paint.
Oh, nice. That'll be good fun. Be good fun.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Should
What about
we?
you?
Just horrendous work, and then I got absolutely fisted in Blood Bowl, and I've got a tournament this weekend, so kind of excited about that. Getting outside, seeing real people again, and losing 3 games of Blood Bowl. Barney, chill out, mate. Thank you. Sorry, dog's going a bit mental there. So yeah, I've got a tournament tomorrow, so that should be good fun. I think there's like loads of giveaways and stuff, so it'd be nice to go out and give that a go.
Nice.
Right, should we? Okay, first off, actually, before we go into the roll off and stuff, 1 second, I just need to shut my dogs up. Guys, can you not please? Thank you.
I blame the parents.
There we go. Barney's very affectionate, but he plays with his voice, I guess. He's always chatting when he's playing. Okay, so we started the swap out process. It's a little bit more complicated than we initially thought, and in hindsight, it might be better to test this on like a small league, not like a fucking 14-man one. But there's some difficulties with making sure that you align the right result to the right team, and also making sure the league table shows correctly. So it looks like we have to do one at a time, and then we need a game to be played between the people syncing up. So right. I did mine last night. It didn't sync up at all. No record was showing. No team was showing. A game was played this morning, and it's like it refreshes the league, and that's when it pulled my record through. Although it doesn't order you correctly in the league standings as well, which is another issue.
Because it dropped you in the bottom, didn't it?
Yeah, just like Hawk did actually. But yeah. So there is that. So we've done one swap out, which was mine, which was the important one. And then second, we've done Clockworks this afternoon. It's loaded through. His record hasn't come through yet, but no games have been played, so I'm hoping that balances out. If that works correctly, we'll be able to do another this week as well. If there's anyone else, I think there's only one other person. In actual fact, you've all got 2 hours from right now, so by the time this is uploaded, you've all got minus an hour to let me know you're swapping teams, so there's no one else to worry about. So you've missed your deadline. Ha. But yeah, so league table this week, I've had to do like a manual one. If it goes back and it all syncs properly for next week, I'll just try and leave it and use the one in the client. And if not, we'll have to just do like a pen and paper one for the rest of the season. So apologies on that, guys. Let's look at the results then. Before we... Sorry.
No, I was just saying, cool. That sounds far too complicated for the likes of me. You can sort that shit out.
Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. I've already started. I realise I've not done screen share, so I'm just gonna do that now quickly.
Cool.
Even though it's gonna look terrible on here. Sorry, guys.
No, there we go. That saves me having my other screen up.
Yeah. So then I just need to work out how to find your face again. There we go.
My beautiful face.
Full screen. Boom. I think we're back. Okay. Almost seamless there. Almost seamless. Where were we with scores before we came into this week?
Coming into this week, on my arbitrary scoring of 1 point if we got the right winner and then a bonus point if we got the right score, we were all tied at 4 apiece.
Okay, lovely. That matches what I've got here, so I'll pop that back up.
Mm-hmm.
So we're 4-4 at the moment.
Yeah.
Let's start off then. So the first one, Cripsburg Steelers versus the Stonehorn Striders. I wouldn't say it's a fisting. I wouldn't say
how
it was
that went.
Like, a fisting, I think, is too loving for what actually happened. Like, I feel like
We violated.
it was like first date, decided to go in the back door, but then didn't even have like the decency to spit. It was
just threw a handful of sand in there instead, huh?
Yeah, it serves me right, okay? Because I knew I was re-rolling, so I was like, right, I've got all this cash, I'm going to put it all into this team, I'm going to win this game, get a good record, switch out, and then I'm looking sitting pretty, then I can take a couple of losses and still maybe hit playoffs.
In fairness, you had talked about, or we had discussed what you were going to do, and you said this is it, this is my cunning plan, and I'm like, okay, I could see that could possibly work. It didn't though, did it?
No, I just got fucked. Just so hard. The 6 ogres is so hard to deal with.
Yeah.
I will tell you, I got exactly 0 blocks on Noblars. Because you think, oh, well, you just pick off the Noblars and the ogres just start to fall. No, it doesn't happen. You cannot get past that wall because you have to commit 4 players to hitting 1. Take away the fact that he's removing pieces every second block. I think it was like nearly 2 pieces a turn. I think we had something like 7 out of, or it might have been 6 out of 7 KO rolls fail and stuff like that. Anyway, I'm just adding on to the Wambulance. I got fucked up. I got banged on by ogres, and well played Hawk. And I hope you continue to play like that for the rest of the season, because I think we've got some common opponents coming up, and I think you play them first. So if you could take out some of the elves, I would be very grateful. But yeah, Hawk picks up a 2-0 there. I definitely didn't pick that result. So
no, I had it down as a 1-1. And you had yourself down as a 1-0 win. And just for clarity, for why are we recording late on Saturday? Because what happened after that loss, on top of you having a really bad day at work? What did you turn into?
I just thought that I needed to focus on my work commitment and that I wouldn't be able to do the show this week. And then, as it happens, I had a bit of a temper tantrum.
No, that's not the answer. What happened is you turned into a massive cunt, didn't you?
Yeah. But,
yeah.
Well,
here we are
personal
now.
Personal growth. I didn't kick anyone out of the league. So that is definitely personal growth.
And unlike last season, you didn't kick yourself out of the league either.
That is also true. I may have ended turn a few times. However, I did not concede the game. So there was some personal growth there.
I'm proud of you.
Thanks.
No, neither of us picked that result, so no points.
Yeah, nil point. Next up, you've got High Times in P-Town versus the Tin Town Rats. A 2-1 there. Again, an absolute banger of a game. I watched the entire first half. I didn't watch the second. It was such a high-level game, like in terms of like positioning and stuff, which really shocked me. I know this could sound really harsh, but Jazz or Spectre or whatever he wants to be called, like, he doesn't play like a normal Blood Bowl player does. Like, he plays in this league, and that's it. He'll play as like 1 game a week, and then he won't play in the off season. He doesn't play tabletop or anything like that. He just comes and does his weeks. He's changed team, so it took him a couple of weeks to get up to speed with his woodies, and he's performing really well. I thought the positioning was great. Gridbug has broken the Blood Bowl world record for most amount of games played in a 6-week period. I think when I met him, he played 100 games, and now I think he's on 4.2 million. So he's actually building a lot of experience very, very quickly. So, very, very impressed with that. That was a great game. How did we pick? So I've got a feeling we both went for the Rats.
We did both go for the Rats, so nil point.
Okay, it's going good. Next up, we've got Onion Flaps versus Health and Safety. In this, so it's a 2-0 to the Ogres. There was an Ogre died that neither coach noticed. So literally, people were so busy. Like, I actually don't know how you don't notice that. I think it was, from what I understand, it was a both down from a
Yeah.
goblin, or it might have been a goblin or a troll, but definitely a goblin player. The goblin got KO'd, and I think everyone lost focus there, and then the ogre just straight up died. I don't even know if he had pothoed it. I assume not.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes if you get a both down, I've experienced where the animations almost get backed up or overlaid, so it is possible to miss it. But it should have given him the Apo option, which I assume he didn't take then.
Yeah.
Or for some reason it just fucked up and didn't give him the chance. Either way,
that'd be Blood
boo
Bowl
fucking
2.
who.
Yeah,
Yeah.
boo fucking who. Dead ogre. Ha. And also, also dead troll with regen failure, I've been told. So,
Oh dear, a single tear rolls down my cheek.
well, the goblins, in fear of having to play another ogres team, have actually left the league as well. So
Yeah, I know.
there's a replacement team for them. It's much more fierce. We'll get onto that very shortly. Then next up, so again,
By the way, hang on. Neither of us picked that.
Oh.
We both thought the goblins were going to win. So once again, we're consistent. Nil point.
okay, so we're nearly halfway through the week. What have we learnt? So
We can't pick a fucking winner.
We
That's
can't
what
pick
we've
a
learned
winner.
so far.
I fucking raged out super hard.
Yeah.
Gridbug plays a game every minute. Or he has 2 clients open and different usernames just spamming up games. So it's been quite a hectic week so far. Now, the Hogwarts versus the Deadskins. This is Dark Elves versus Lebat's horrendously annoying Edge 4 bullshit ghoul.
Yeah.
2-0 to the Dark Elves there, and I heard that Edge 4 didn't work.
No, apparently not. And again, you had that for the other way around. You had Lee down for a 2-0 win, so you've scored no points.
Mm-hmm.
However, I had the Warts down for a 1-0, so I get a point.
Okay, right. No, you're on 5 now. Sorry.
I'm keeping track. Don't you worry.
I just changed the score on screen. I was like 4, and I was like, you told me you got 1 point, so I was like 1. No, crap. No, that's not right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Careful. Don't rage quit.
Hey, I didn't kick anyone this time. This really is... I know we're laughing. This is huge personal growth. Next up, we've got Yet to Be Defined. So, Lizardmen versus Show Me Magic's bullshit Tier 1 Necro small penis team. Obviously, just Necro... Try hard. Total Dark.
Yeah. Can't.
Yeah, 1-0. I'm assuming we both picked that.
Presenter as well. What? Talk about yourself all the time. What?
Yeah,
he goes to the gym.
He's such a fucking tryhard. Oh yeah, he does go to the gym and he doesn't stop talking about it as well, just like you. So it's almost you're almost the same person. You're almost the same person.
Whoa, hang the fuck on.
Oh no, sorry, he fucking wins games, doesn't he?
Whoa!
Oh!
Fucking hot kettle black. What a penis.
I've not heard.
We both did pick Magic, in fairness.
Okay.
I haven't heard much about the game, in fairness. But we predicted a far bigger win, so I'm assuming that the Lizards did way better than we thought, because you were sucking his dick and said he was going to win 3-0. I was just tickling his balls, and I said he was going to win 2-0. So we both get a point for picking the right winner.
Yeah, it's a good effort from Ben, to be fair. I spoke to him after the game, right, because I thought he'd be the first person lining up to swap his team out. He's actually like, no, I'm still enjoying them. I'm like, well, maybe keep him going then. Maybe keep him going. But yeah, good effort there, Ben. Honestly, like a 1-0 loss to a super fucking tryhard when your team smashed up is a really good result. So I know it probably didn't feel like it, but you must have done.
It's a moral victory.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely a moral victory. And I can kind of understand that, having played quite a bit with Lizards before.
They're just always dead, aren't they?
Well, they are, but you kind of have to expect it. And it gets problematic if players start getting skilled up too much, because it's very easy with the Lizards to fall into that trap of not wanting to put them in harm's way. And you've got no choice with the Lizard team but to put your players in harm's way. You've not really got many options to kind of shield your your souped up players, whether it's a go fast, sprinty, sure-feeted skink, or a block mighty blow Saurus, you're gonna have to put them in harm's way, and that means, it's a bit of a kick in the nuts when they get KO'd or worse.
Yeah.
And I think Ben just had a bad run of the dice on some injury rolls, and I think fair play to see him through, and you've still got half a season to build ready for next season and potentially get some good skill ups on those big ass lizards.
Well, this is it. We had a bit of a discussion on it, and he's got those 2 strength buffs, which kind of sucks. But at the same time, he does have guard, and we cover this every week, right? So if he stands them in a certain place, they're the same strength.
Yeah.
He has an apothecary. He has a skill up on his big.
That's easy for you to say.
But there's a danger, right? He re-rolls his team, and this is the risk of re-rolling. By the way, it's not all just fucking roses for next season. You're swapping out. You're bringing in a new team against developed teams. You could lose a Crocs game 1. It's not just the fact that you'll lose. It's you could lose a Crocs game 1. You've got no Apotho to save it. So I'm almost not sure if re-rolling mid-season is a good idea or not. I guess we'll find out. But yeah, no, good effort there, Ben.
I mean, I think you're absolutely right. There are pros for it, but personally, I think that's more about whether you're enjoying playing with that team or that style of team rather than team development. Because if your team's been gutted, yes, you can re-roll, but as you say, there's no guarantee that it won't happen again, and you can have a bad game with stinky dice and you lose 2 or 3 key pieces, and then you're back to where you were pre-re-roll, but potentially with less SPP floating around.
I mean, look at my dwarf team in Death on the Pitch. Like, literally can't go a game without getting a perm on that. That was a good game we had earlier in the week, by the way. Thanks for that. That's,
very enjoyable.
Good old scrap.
Good nip and tuck game.
Yeah, it was good. Of course,
I'm the try-hard necro player over on that side.
That's alright, I was playing dwarfs, so I can't really have a go at you for that.
Pair of twats.
Yeah. I was like, well, it's not my league, so I can act like a dickhead in it. It's fine.
Yeah.
So next up, you actually have won a game here, so I'm almost sure I didn't pick this. Feeling Your Mummy versus... Oh, shit, Oh, yeah. We both got points for that one. So Feeling Your Mummy versus Sirius.
Yeah, we both get a point for this because we both picked me. We both said it was going to be 2-1. And to a degree, we played it out similarly to the kind of plan that I had. If I'm honest, I don't understand Sirius's builds with that Necro because he's got 1 Flesh Golem, 2 Whites, no Ghouls. He's got 2 Wolves, but 1 was unavailable for our game. It was on a missed next game, so he only had 1 Wolf.
Okay.
I don't understand why you would play a Necro team and not have the Ghouls, because they provide such a threat axis because of their speed and the potential to either sack if you're on the defence, or even just to fuck around and intercept and get in the way and generally make a nuisance of themselves. He won the toss and received. It was a touchback, so he gave it straight to the Wolf. In my opinion, and it's only my opinion, that doesn't mean it's right, I think he committed to one side too early. Given that the Khemri are not the fastest around the pitch.
Yeah.
I think Necro are at their best when they play that, I'm going this way, no, I'm going that way, I'm going this way, and just pull you about for a couple of turns. But he committed to one side fairly early. I was able, with my strip ball blitzer, to get a block in. In fairness, it knocked him down anyway, but obviously...
yeah, you have to mention that. I'm furious that you went strip ball on him and not, like, mighty blow or tackle or something.
Yeah, there's method in my madness. I'm playing the long game with this team. So, managed to knock the ball loose. One of my throw rows picked it up on the second fucking attempt. Sure hands my ass. I managed to run back a little bit, but his Wolf got back up, tackled, got the ball again, and I managed to tackle the Wolf again. So it was a bit to and fro, but then I managed to secure the ball and run in on turn 8,
Nice.
and then I received the ball second half and kind of ground my way up. What really, really saved me is having bench and being able to foul and injure the Wolf on about turn 5, I think. It was. It came up as a -1 move. He had an Igor, so I'm assuming he Igored it because when I looked at his team afterwards, he it was no longer there. So I assume he got whatever an Igor did and gave him a different result. So I think you're playing him.
I think it's just the same as an Apotho, isn't it?
Yeah, in effect, it gives you an Apotho role, but for undead teams who normally can't have them. So he avoided the -1 movement, which means he's got both wolves for next week. Sorry about that. But that really made the difference in the second half because that threat piece had gone. And it was very much even Stevens. And I did lose a Tomb Guardian. I had a Tomb Guardian die and fail the regen. But because I hadn't spunked all my my kitty away, I was able to straight away replace him after the game. So nice. I'm happy. It was a blinding result. Really good game, other than him committing too early, I think. And then the second half of the second, or the fourth quarter, it was just a fucking foul fest. We were both trying to stamp on each other's decent players, but nobody could break armor. Every turn, it was like, fucking have some of that. And we just couldn't break armor, and I was managed to tuck up and walked it in on my turn 16 for the second touchdown. So it was a good win. I thought it was going to end up being a 1-1 when his wolf got the ball back for the second time in the first half, but. You need, in my opinion, you need at least one goal. Probably you need both goals in that team to really make it properly threatening. That's where it gets its strength from. It's the best bits of everything, and I don't think without the goals you're playing to the strength of the team.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I also think that your build though in Death on the Pitch is weird because you've gone like one flesh golem, haven't you?
Well, because they're just big zombies.
They're cool. And strength 4.
They are cool and they are strength 4, but they are just big zombies. And I've only gone for one because I want to build the 2 wolves, 2 whites, 2 ghouls first, and then I'll start feeding in the flesh golems again. But I also wanted a little bit of strength and depth. So I think I had 12. I'm not sure I've got 12 anymore. Okay. But I wanted bench, and I certainly wanted the 2 ghouls. So, that's for me. That's a team built for next season, probably rather than this season.
Death on the Pitch is only a 1-shot reroll.
Is it? Yeah. Fucking hell! I did not realise that. I thought it was a 2-season. Well, that's a waste of fucking time then.
Okay.
Fuck
anyway.
Anyway,
next game. So we've got the Wieners versus the Skanks and Sore Asses. This is upset of the week for me. Obviously, I know Crespo is an avid listener, so well done there. Biggest result by far. I heard there was a perm on the Norse as well, so I'm excited to look at that team after. I'm going to assume that there's no points for us on this.
You'd assume wrong, because I said Skanks were going to win, so I get a point.
No, I feel like you're lying.
I've written it down. You can watch the fucker back if you want. I predicted the Skanks would win 2-1.
I'm going to give you a point, but I am going to go back and check that.
What a motherfucker.
I'm going to go back and check that, because I think there's no way anyone picks Crespo in that. You'd have to be nuts. Okay. You'd have to be nuts to pick him.
You've actually met me, though. You know I am indeed nuts.
I mean, yeah. Well, anyway. Good.
Off the results, I score 4 points this week. You score 2, so that puts me 8-6 in the lead.
Nice.
I'm the best.
Have you picked which Games Workshop box you want yet?
Funny enough, yes, I have.
If I win, it's going to be Khorne.
Nice.
Anyway, we'll get to that. So
if you win, it can be Khorne, and I'll paint them for you.
Same. I'm going to offer you that same thing.
No, that's all right. I'll what?
No.
I'll paint them for me.
No. I feel like I have to paint them now. If you've offered to paint mine.
No, you're fine. It's honestly fine.
Have you not seen my handiwork?
Yes, I have. That's why it's fine. I'm more than happy. Thanks.
No, I insist. It was a very generous offer of you. But yeah, anyway, matchups this week. So you've got Sirius United versus the Khorne Bay Brawlers. I tried to think of a cleverer name, but I was fucking knackered yesterday. So
And
that's
sulking.
and sulking. And so that's what we've ended up getting. I want
Yeah.
to. Let's have a look at the teams then. So Sirius, let's take a look at his first. Oh god, so he's like 190k up on me. Although, so he's got Mighty Blow and a Flesh Golem, that's fine. That'll just kill one or two Beastmen. He doesn't have Claw Mighty, which is good. He's got a Dodge, which will be annoying, but not impossible to deal with. He's got 2 Bench, which will be hard to deal with. Although if his regen works anything like mine, it won't. And he's got a lot of block as well, so he's got 4 block. So I actually think this is going to be a pretty tough game for Baby Chaos. I don't know what inducements I can get for 190. I don't feel like I definitely can't get Borak, who would be like the first one. I can't get Black Hoof or anything like that. So the ones that I would immediately go for aren't an option. There's obviously the Wizard, but I'm not sure what my recovery options are going to be there. So I might foul in against a regen team with bench. Probably not that smart. Might even...
What's your team like, though?
Let me show you mine.
Just your team. Like...
Oh, actually, it's 200k.
Okay.
200k, so that 10k might
Still don't think you can get... I don't think you can get Borak, though.
No,
isn't he?
But what I can do is buy 2 apothecaries.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's not a bad shout.
And just literally go, right, I'm going to try and get some SPP.
Just grind
on
it
this.
out. Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
11 players. So I've gone for the Mino build. So Minotaur, 3 Warriors, a ton of Beastmen, and 2 rerolls. It's a greedy build. If I was being smart, I probably should have taken 4 Warriors and 3 rerolls. I think in hindsight, had I not been working like 17 and a half hours yesterday, I probably would have done that. But you never know. Early Mighty Blow might actually make a difference. Minotaur, everyone shits on the Minotaur, but they're not actually bad players. And look at it.
Yeah, I mean, the only risk with Minotaurs, obviously, is as well as the wild animal, but, you know, the frenzy trap. Bearing in mind that he's got a couple of zombies he can stick in the middle with block.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's not a favourable game coming up, but the idea is get through it. Hopefully, I get 4 on my winnings, and I can pick up an apothecary after game 1. Then the next thing I'll save up for is my 4th warrior, and then I'll buy my reroll. And if I've worked out, if I roll 4s every game on my winnings, if I average 4, I'll be able to buy all those 3 by the end of the season.
Okay. And of course, that's the thing that you'll need to remember without being condescending. Well, not being too condescending is don't worry about results for the rest of the season. You're now in a build process for next season.
Yeah. And to be honest, it takes the pressure off quite a lot, because now if I go 0-6 for the remainder of the season,
doesn't matter.
But I get 4,
as long as you're harvesting
SPPs,
then you're fine.
Yeah, that's it. And to be honest, I did this with Nurgle a couple of years. I think it was about 2 years ago now, a year ago. I did it with Nurgle. I lost 8 games in a row for the start of the season. Season 2 came back. Half my players had Mighty Blow, Claw. I just ripped everyone to pieces. So I'm gonna try and play it like Khorne wise for the rest of the season. Just go full on violence, like crowd surfing, gang fouls, just kicking people in the dick. And if I win a game, great. But I'm going to focus. I'm going to focus on just getting SPP. Even if it's
and building, getting the extra positional in, looking at maybe picking up, as you say, a couple of Mighty Blows, maybe some block or some dodge, so you've got yourself a good kind of ball carrier piece.
Maybe sure hands, 2 heads. I will build whichever piece levels first. I will build it into a ball carrier as long as it's a beastman. But everything else is Mighty Blow first, and then we'll see where it goes from there. Not because I want to do a pure kill team, but I want to generate as much SPP as quick as possible, and Mighty Blow can help with that.
Definitely.
Yeah, so I'm going to pick this week. I'm going to pick 2-0 for the Necro. I think I'm going to get smashed, to be honest. But if I
he's got his 2 wolves back. I think it's going to be 3-1 Necro. Sorry.
Do you think? Well, look, I'll,
I,
I'll be happy to get one back, to be honest, because it's 3
yeah.
SPP.
Well, I mean, the thing is, if it's, I guess it's on that initial toss. If you receive in the first, then in the first receive first in the first half, then you've got a chance of being able to cage up and just grind up and score because you can use horns and your blitz and all of that to your advantage and punch a hole. Your issue will be the wolves, I think.
Yeah,
So if you can negate the wolves, then that's half the battle won. I think you probably score, but I think he's going to fuck you up otherwise.
yeah. I think I get dumpstered in this. But we'll see. We'll see. I've had games where just the Mighty Blow Minotaur has caused 8 casualties. So,
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we had some surprise results this week, so who knows?
cool. Next up, we've got the Skanks and Sorath versus the Zombie. So this is like a top of the table brawl. We'll look at the table after. I forgot to fucking show that, so we'll come back to that. So Skanks at the moment. Let's have a look at him. They've got a level up here. They're back to 11 players. It's starting to come together. This will be a sidestep something skink. He's got Mighty Blowonosaurus, Blockonosaurus, Guard,
Blockonosaurus.
3 rerolls,
Yeah.
Apotho. It's a decent looking team now. Undefeated as well. Hasn't dropped a game.
I mean, the movement bust on the skink is a bit of a pain, and if it wasn't for having 5 SPP on him, I'd have probably dumped him because it's all about movement for the skinks. But that being said, if you can get a level up and get something like kick, that can make a real difference.
Yeah, that's not a bad shout, to be fair.
But yeah, I mean, considering where it was and what it's been through, it's not in bad shape, I would suggest.
Let's look at Mr. Tryhard.
It just makes me feel a bit sick in my mouth, sorry.
Yeah, so... Oh, look, 2 more fucking level ups. 2 more fucking level ups. So he's got a block tackle wolf. He's got a block wolf. He's got a block flesh golem. He's going to have a second block flesh golem. I know what he's taken on this white, so I'm just going to tell everyone, even though he wants to keep it a secret, he's taking jump up on it, which I don't think is a bad idea, but I think if you're building a killer, you want to get the kill skills first. I understand why jump up would be good, but you also means you're leaving your killer in base contact with someone when he's on the floor, and they can be fouled, so I personally would just immediately put Piling Gone on that piece, and as soon as you do, he'll level up in 2 games, because he'll just start ruining people. Doesn't have any bench, but he has 180k, so he's got a lot of overspend. There is about 100k team value difference, or there will be, once he's done his level ups, roughly there. So maybe an Apotho or something like that for the lizards. But I'm gonna. Do you know what? I'm gonna predict Crespo. I'm gonna say 2-1 to the lizards. No, I want that corn box. I'm gonna say I'm gonna say 2-0 to the Necro. Sorry, man, I couldn't do it.
I think I'm gonna go with 2-2.
Okay, I can see that. Okay, next up we've got the Wieners. Just lost their first game versus the Dead Skins. Let's take a look at the Wieners. 11-20. Norse. Yeah, you've got the movement bust on the lino there. It's not...
Not the end of the world, is it?
He's got a minus armor as well, but he can replace that guy immediately, or buy a bench or something like that. I don't think that's the worst thing. Team's looking good though. Guard, Mighty Blow, Blodge, Tackle, Dodge on the up. I think it's a good team.
Yeah. I'd be inclined to chuck another. I'd be inclined to go bench and then potentially dump that guy after the game.
Yeah.
You could just use him as a fouler for this game and then dump him off after.
Fowler, or just like an LOS hit at the end, just plonk him on there, and then if he dies, he dies.
It matters not then, does it?
And he was against the Dead Skins, so let's have a look at that. There we go, there's Lee. Oh, this is a big undead team. So, Deaton's going to get quite a lot of inducements. This is a fucking huge team. So finally got the level up here. So guard on the mummy, which is actually very useful. He's got the Edge 4 blodge. He's got his passer out, and it's a minus AV as well. That's pretty big, actually.
That stings, yeah.
Yeah, he's not going to be around much longer. Another ghoul to replace, block zombie, and a couple of skellies. I'll let you pick first on this. I'm deciding.
Yeah. I'm going. I think Lee by 1-0.
Okay. I'm going to say Deaton, purely because I need to. Now that I'm behind, if I just pick the same coach as you every time, I've definitely lost. So I need to find a way to pick some up. I'm going to say 1-0 to the Norse.
Okay.
I'm not convinced. I hope he takes bench.
Yeah.
And he is going to get the inducements as well, so you might even be able to get like a wizard or something.
Yeah, I mean, to me, the wizard would be the way to go because you can zap that score, and take the score out of the half potentially.
Yeah.
I just think he's due one of those games where Norse just fold like paper, and that low AV really kicks him in the nuts.
Yeah, because he's not really had one of those.
He's not had that yet. He's not. He's probability is there that it's got to happen sooner or later.
Yeah.
Certainly, every time I've played a season with, or any sort of game with Norse, you have 3 or 4 good games, and then they just like fold.
Yeah, I'd agree. So we've got next up Feeling Your Mummy versus the 8-point Giants. So let's look at the mummies first. Nice looking team.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it's going. As I say, I was able to replace straight away the Dead Tomb Guardian because I had cash in the bank, so that was a straight in replacement. I've got Mighty Blow level up on my Blitzerer that's already got Strip Ball as well, so he's turned into quite a nice little sweeper and blitzer. And I've picked up block on one of my throw rails, so in effect I've got kind of like a third blitzer, yes, with lower AV, but that's quite handy. Or also a potential ball carrier as well. I'm still pissed off that I took leader on that skeleton. That was a complete waste of time.
I don't think so. I think you've looked ahead into the future and thought, who am I going to be playing week 7? Because you have halflings this week, and that is going to protect you from a Master Chef.
Well, it doesn't, because you only get 1 reroll for leader. So you don't get 1 per leader, you get 1 for leader.
Really?
So,
okay.
So it's built, in effect, it's built redundancy in. If I lose the throw rail, that I've still got leader, but otherwise, actually, what I should have had is block on there.
Assuming you keep him on the bench then, when he's...
I tend to, yeah. He's my bench.
Bench reroll. It's not a bad shout. So you might still get Master Chef here. I like the team. I think it looks good. I think you've got some block, but not a lot. I think that's going to hurt. Mighty Blow might help. This, obviously, your killer piece should do pretty well, although I guarantee you're just going to roll pushbacks with him all game. And then you're going to be going against trees and a star player, I would think.
I would have thought so, yeah.
I'm going to...
And given how much I'm giving away, potentially some 2-star players, maybe.
I would say probably. If we look at the flings, they do have Nuffle's Altar. So they've gone straight in level 2 with the altar as well. So it depends if you're playing at home or away. So if you're playing at his ground, which I don't know how to tell, someone used to tell me, it's whoever sends the invite first. That's total bollocks. It's predetermined. But I don't know.
Is it not based upon the fixture? The first name is the home team?
I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. But if you're in his ground, then he gets 50k off his star players. Or if you're a 2020 player, you buy them at normal cost. But so star players are pretty effective. If not, you're giving up... What was your team rating again?
I want to say 1320, but I may have made that up.
You're giving up Morgenthorg at least. which would be a real fucking issue, I would
Yeah.
say. Or he could go down the route of like Deep Root and maybe Zara or something like that. Something again that would be really difficult for you to
Deep
deal
Root and
with.
Zara, Deep Root and Zara tends to be what you'd see. It's certainly what I pick when I've got kind of around that kind of 500k mark. The issue you've got with Morg, and I've picked him on several occasions, is you can pretty much guarantee the first time he's blocked and knocked to the ground, he'll be fucking KO'd and never come back.
I see. I've only used Morg once, and he essentially just put on a masterclass of Blood Bowl. He was like, he was catching passes. He was blitzing over people. He scored. I think I scored 3 touchdowns with him. It was ridiculous. And he's
But of course,
even.
the other issue you've got is you can do that, but then it's sponging all your SPP into your star player.
Yeah, but he's halflings. He doesn't want any SPP on his players.
Well, that's not the way I play halflings.
Yeah, I know. But most normal people would want to keep their TV as low as possible, right? I think that's the dream.
Yeah.
Maybe a dirty player here or there, but
Mm.
I think it's going to be a really frustrating one for you. I'm going to let you pick.
Mm.
You can go first.
I think 1-1, because I've got this horrible feeling that if I score, that he'll one-turn touchdown me.
Okay. I'm really glad you've done that because I think you're going to win. So I'm picking you to win. I'm going to say 2-0, although I know now if you're 1-0 up, you will not score that second touchdown to make me fall behind. No, I'm going to say 2-0 because I think you would still score it because you want the SPP.
Oh, absolutely. I want the SPP.
I think if I went 3-0 and you had the opportunity to put the third in, you might consider not doing it to win yourself a Games Workshop box. But I think 2-0 you'd probably go for to make the game safe. So I'm going to say 2-0 to the Camry there.
Cool. Okay.
Then we've got Yet to be Defined versus the Tin Town Rats. So let's look at the what's left of Mr. Ben's team. I think we look at this every week. We go, we kind of move on. Some smashed up Saurus, but he's got guard on his Crocs. He's got sidestep. He's got his Apotho. He's got 30k in the bank, and I think he put in a good performance against Magic last week.
Yeah, definitely. Because we both had that going significantly the other way.
Yeah, I was very shocked there. He's also got about 300k in inducements, 290. So there is some stuff he can do actually, and there's some cool star players you can get for Lizards. And yeah, so this is the Skaven team that is going to beat me 5-0 when I play them in a few weeks. He's got two throwers. Obviously, he's got Hail Mary on one of them. He's got a Wrestle Gutter. He's got a Sprint Sure Feet Gutter. So he's building a one-turner there. Although I think that's pretty bold to do that before you've actually rolled the movement up. He's got Blodge. He's got Blodge Step. And a couple of Tackle Storm Vermins. Ton of bench. And he's Rat Ogre as well, which seems to be picking up a few casualties here and there, which is obviously pretty good for him. I'll let you pick first.
3-1 to the Rats.
I'm going to do 2-0 to the Rats. I'm going to do 2-0. Part of me wants to pick Mr. Ben, just in case.
I kind of want to because, he, despite it not being a win for him this week, that's a really good result against a try-hard, ball-sucking, arse-licking twat of a team.
Yeah.
But having played Gridbug and those Rats, he plays them so well. I was really surprised that he lost this week. And I just don't think there's any strength in that Saurus team to counter the way he plays with those gutter runners. Yeah. I was struggling to contain them with strength 3 stuff. If he's only got skinks floating around in his backfield, once they're through, they're gonna kill all the skinks, and then you're fucked if you're playing Lizards. If you've got no skinks, you're fucked.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think I'm probably gonna lose out at 2-0, but I'm gonna take the gamble on that. Next up, we've got the Hogwarts versus the Stonehorn Fisters. Let's take a look at the Striders first. They got quite a lot of SPP, but only one Noblar level up. No, he's already done his level ups. So he's got Break Tackle, which he didn't have before our game, and he's also got Guard as well. Played them really, really well. Like, just you think, oh, I'm going to pick off all the Noblars, and he's got a leader on there, so I can take out his third reroll nice and easy. You will not fucking get to those pieces. It was impossible.
6 Ogre build is so hard to play against.
Yeah, I did it in a tournament once with Skaven, and I just literally ignored my team and his team, and I outscored him 4-0, but I had no team left. If it wasn't like a res format, I would have been screwed. He's going against the Hogwarts. Let's see where these guys are. They'll get some inducement cash. Blitzer's down. He's got an AV7 Blitzer as well. That might be painful. I think he'll have a couple of loners as well. Maybe just one loner.
One loner, yeah.
A couple of Mighty Blow Blitzers there. So, like, the skill-wise, in terms of team, the Elves should win this. I'm going to make a bold prediction here. I think the Ogres are going to absolutely fucking ruin him. Nothing to do with, like, Crazy Balls' coaching skill or anything like that, but I saw how easily they got through AV9 with regen. He's got so many Noblars, so he can gang foul as well, and Elves don't have regen. So I think it could be really, really painful. And even if Crazy doesn't win, he might find himself out of the running through, casualties, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
If you're watching Hawk, can you please take out those 2 Mighty Blow Blitzers? That would be fantastic, because I play him in a couple of weeks, and I would really not like to play that. So I'm going to say... Ogres, I'm going to say 1-0.
I think you're being very generous to the Elves. I'm going Ogres. I'm going 3-0.
Damn. I thought it was...
I think it's just going to tear that team apart.
I thought it was like my outside take that Ogres were going to win, but no, we're both in agreement there.
With the 6 Ogre build is just... especially with all of those Noblars as well. I mean, that's a deep bench. There's nowhere to... You can't run around Ogres. There's too many of them when you've got 6. So, that's a wall of Ogre flesh.
Yeah, and there's some diving tackle in there as well.
Yeah, and while a wall of Ogre flesh might be your idea of a good Friday night, it's no fun for a game of Blood Bowl, I feel.
It's like we almost need someone in the league brave enough to build Clawpom. And save.
I'm glad I played those 2 Ogre teams early doors. That was a real lifesaver for me.
I wish I'd done like I said, back to back, week 1, week 2, because it like I say, it could be a harsh start to the season. But actually, when I started looking at the calendar coming up, I started getting more and more nervous. I thought I was going to get smashed by Big Floor, and I ended up like absolutely jamming a win out of that. But I was just not in the game against Hawk. I could not get a footing in. The removals came so fast, so early, so consistently that I just didn't have anything left. And the funny thing is, turn 1, I didn't lose a piece. And I was like, wow, this is pretty good. Turn 2, I was like, where's my fucking team?
I mean, the issue I'd have playing those now is decay just means that if you're breaking armor, that there's twice as much chance that it's going to be something really fucking bad.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to our game, actually, because if I can keep my Minotaur alive, I might actually be able to do some damage to you. But it's whether I go for the Team Guardians or not, and I might just try and smash out the AB7. But yeah, so I think we're both agreed, obviously, that the Ogres picked that one up. Then we've got Onion Flaps versus High Times in P-Town. So this is an Ogre, so let's go Onion Flaps first. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4 Ogre builds, so 2 less Ogres. A full 2 less Ogres than the other Ogre team. He's about to be able to buy another one, which I'm assuming he's going to do. Load of Noblar, so he doesn't need anything there, and he'll have a 16-man roster pretty shortly.
Uh-huh.
The team value on this is bloody low. Again, because he's down 2 ogres, that's, I guess, the difference. So it's a really low team value. I think this is going to be annoying for the elves, to be honest. Let's look at Jazz. Oh, actually, he's lower. He's lower, yeah, so there's going to be some inducements, but not anything to write home about.
So, yeah, Jazz has managed to claw himself back up to a 1,000 TV.
He needs to fucking sack that treeman. It does nothing. It does absolutely nothing all season. And this is the second one. The first one actually did nothing, but the second one has had the same impact, basically. I just let him punch a zombie for an entire game, and he eventually got an armor break on him. And I think that's pretty much how... I think when your team is built around speed, if you have that one just, like, awkward player, it's not like it's a rat ogre on Skaven. Like, this thing just doesn't move. It roots, and then it's useless because people just don't go near it. I'm not... Yeah, I don't actually think I'm a fan of Treeman, but the Strength 6 is cool. I like the Strength 6. He's got movement up. He doesn't have a lot of skills. All his skills are on one player, pretty much.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to pick Woodies. I really did. I thought I was going to pick Woodies here. I'm going to pick Noblars again, Ogres again. 1-0 to the Ogres, I'm going to say. Sorry, Jazz.
I'm going 1-0 to the Elves because after last week, all fucking bets are off because I was convinced the Skaven were going to just run him ragged. And he's played a really solid game. So I think, despite what you think about the tree, it has the potential to tie up 2 ogres in the middle of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying. I know that you feel obligated to as a Flings coach, like back those trees up. But I look, strength and mighty blow is always good. I just think the fact that if it fails a bonehead, it doesn't move for the rest of the half. I think it's pretty fucking harsh. I think it's pretty fucking harsh.
There's definitely a vulnerability about it, but it is an anchor on that line of scrimmage. And when you've got, even if it's not moving, it does mean that the opposition have got to work around it. That the issue you've got in an elf team is there's only one of them. Obviously, in Flings, then if you position right, even if they both root, you've in effect got kind of 8 squares worth of almost cover across your line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of
there or thereabouts.
I've seen a lot of Fling coaches, and they almost have like a base camp on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
and then they wait and then just fling it later on. I'm assuming I'm going to see a lot of that at the tournament tomorrow. But my first fucking matchup is Pro Elves, which is Chaos Renegades. Is not the game you wanted. I thought they're going to do really good into AV7 stuff, and yeah, like you've got a lot of Mighty Blow. Chaos Renegades are an anti-bash team, so they do really well into stuff like the new Black Orc team. I've played them a few times now, and Renegades seem to do really well into them. So that's our matches and our predictions for this week. I'm going to show you the weekly table now. Uber, you're not going to be able to see this, but I've done like a manual one. It looks terrible, but it's on screen now. I've tried to work out the points difference allocation that Blood Bowl 2 uses, and I tried like 5 different formulas, and none of them seem to work. So I've just gone for 5 points for a win, 1 point for a draw, 0 for a loss. Seems to have put everyone into the correct places, but obviously because we're doing these switch outs for the next week or so, we're going to have to use this, and hopefully this time next week everything will just be smooth and we'll be able to go back to using the in-game one. So first at the top you've got Show Me Magic, 5 wins, 1 draw. Then you've got Deaton and the Wieners, so 4 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss now, so we only have 2 undefeated teams. Crespo's come from nowhere. I think he started with like 3 draws in a row or something like that, or maybe 2 draws or something. He's now in 3rd, so playoffs looking really good for him. 3 wins, 3 draws. Onion Flaps, Big Floor, still in the playoff contention with 3 wins and a draw, 2 losses. Spectre again, come from the bottom of the table. 3 wins, almost certainly in a row. I need to double check that. So 3 wins, 3 losses. Tin Town Rats or Gridbugs dropped a couple of games now, so he's down in 6, which is the last playoff spot. That's 3 wins, 3 losses. Sharing that with Crazy as well, who again has come from the bottom of the table to put a good run together. Then in at 8th, you've got myself, the Corn Bay Brawlers, and Lee Bats, Undead, the Rotten Dead Skins. 10th, you've got Yet to Be Defined, Mr. Ben. So he's still got a couple of wins on there, so he's not got the worst record considering the team he's got, so pretty good there. Sirius in at 11th, and he is tied. I've done the maths wrong here. 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I was going to say, I'm just
looking
at the. Yeah, I should be showing as 2-1-3.
2, 1, 3. So you should
2
be.
wins.
You should. Yeah. So you should be.
You've got me.
You should be 10th. Sorry. Yeah, I'll fix that. You should be 10th up there.
Yeah, dodgy fucker you.
I was just looking at the end there. I was like, I swear he's not got the same amount of games. And then Big Four picked up his first win last week as well, so he's in at 1-0-5. So congrats on that one, dude. How long have we got left till playoffs? So it's 6-7 weeks. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 7 weeks. We've got 7 games left. Everyone, even if you're in 14th, if you put a run together now, you're only 2 games behind win-wise. So the fact that you've got 7 games to make those up is very, very achievable. So even myself and Clockwork, who've just re-rolled, we could still very much, like, I'm 1 win away from being in one of the qualification spots. Is very easily doable. And even you, Uber, you could make it as well.
Even me, you cheeky twat. Of course I can.
Of course
I'm on a roll now. I won a game.
Lovely.
I'm just having a look at what my fixture list looks like, because I've got the Halflings this week.
Yeah.
Then I've got Hogwarts. Oh, I don't like that. They're a bit too speedy for me.
Yeah, but right after the Ogres.
That's true. They might have been reamed out. Then Yet to Be Defined. They're a decent Lizard team. I don't like that.
No, that's the smashed up Lizards team.
Oh, is that the smashed up Lizards team?
Yeah.
Then I've got the Norse.
Yeah.
Then I've got the Woodies.
Yeah.
It's a difficult run in.
Well,
then I've got some useless cunt the week before the penultimate
you've
week.
got a free win there to get you back into playoff contention.
Oh yeah, and then it's the good. I've got Crespo last game of the season. Well, last game of the regular season.
That might be a playoff defining game. I think there's a chance there. I've got Necro. I've got Mr. Ben's Lizards. Hopefully he keeps the broken ones. I've then got Flings. So that might be good or it might be horrible. So they've all essentially, when I'm blocking them, they've all got blodge apart from the trees that are strength 6, because I can't take both downs. So that might be a really hard game. I might be able to win it. I'm not sure, but we'll see. I've then got the Skaven, who are going to beat me, but I might be able to get some SPP there. Then got the Dark Elves. So even if the Dark Elves get destroyed next week, they've got time to rebuild.
Yeah.
Then got you. And then final game is against Deaton. Who's Deaton got the week before? Mr. Ben. And he's got Ogres a couple of weeks before then. It's getting to the time now where you're starting to look at who are your opponents playing in the lead up. So like let's see who the Hogwarts are playing over the next couple of weeks, because that'll be interesting. So they've got Ogres. They have you. They have Norse. They've got Necro. They've then got Chaos that might have a couple of Mighty Blows on it by then. They've then got the Strong Lizards team. And then they've got Necro. Oh my god, I actually think Crazy's got the worst end to the season ever.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be fucking rough.
Yeah.
One last
But
quick one.
I think everybody's got a chance, even if Hawk suddenly starts putting some big wins together.
Hawk can do it. Yeah.
It only takes 3 or 4 good wins on the roll to strengthen your team, and all of a sudden, bear in mind it's top 6, isn't it?
Yeah, top 6. That the SVP he got against me is going to help him quite a lot. And the fact that he's got 6 ogres now and skills on 4 of them, I think his next few opponents are going to be like
battered,
flabbergasted when you look at that. You look on there and you go, "I've got ogres, that'll be fine. I'll just beat the Nobblers up." But when the models are on the board, it's a very, very different story. Bear in mind, this guy has never missed a final. Not talking about playoffs, he's never missed a final. So I don't think he's just going to sit at the bottom of the table for the rest of the season. I think there's a strong chance he still qualifies. If he plays right, he can do it. I just wanted to ask you as well, did you see anything about Blood Bowl 3 on Friday?
I saw people were talking about it, but I haven't paid it much mind.
Open beta is coming again very shortly.
Okay.
They've put 2 more teams on it, so humans and dwarfs. The art style looks incredible. I love the look at it. They look to have sorted out a lot of the visual bugs and bugs with the skills and stuff like that. So I think maybe end of next month we might actually have a playable demo of the game, which will be really, really cool. But I don't think it's going to be go live till next year. But yeah, it looks great. The graphics look crisp. I love the art style on it. I love the fact that they're copying the Games Workshop models now. So as soon as we can, we will move the league over. But we won't do that until the official release.
Not until it's released and stable.
Yeah, you can't do a league with 4 teams, 4 different races.
No.
Although, to be fair, playing in the CCL, you only think there's dwarves, necro, and chaos.
Yeah.
Ozons if you're at Low TV. I'm going to call it for this week. I've got F1 to go watch now. First of all, thank you very much for everyone for your patience with the swap outs and stuff. We'll see how it goes this season. If coaches hate it, if they hate playing against like a new team when they're in a playoff run, I don't see why you would. Just feedback. Just let us know if you really don't like it, and we can review it at the end of the season. But we want to keep it fun. Yeah, we just want to keep it fun, right? And if someone's not enjoying their team, we don't want to lose people because it's a long league. Thanks for your patience on that, guys. Thanks, Uber, for doing this last minute again. I appreciate I've not been very organised this week, but you've always been quick to accommodate the weekly show as well. So yeah, and
no worries, man.
Well played. I didn't say this enough. So well played, Hawk, as well, because you thoroughly kicked the shit out of me. So I look forward to our rematch next season. I'm hoping you've still got the ogres then, because I would love to get my revenge. But I'm hoping I play you in like 10, 15 games time, so I can. Just build up some horrible 13-year-old claw spam team and just scream at you over a microphone. Be great. I'm not bitter.
No, not at all. I think you need to just get some ointment for your nappy rash and you'll be fine.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much, guys, and thank you very much, Uber.
Cool. Enjoy, guys. Have a good week.
See ya.